Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Nick here at Roll Coverage. Don't forget to subscribe because it helps us out a ton. And we appreciate everybody that does. But without further ado, let's go.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Nope.
They roll coverage.
Okay, what's up, guys? Today we're doing something a little different. Today I'm doing a deep dive into the fan base of the Carolina Panthers, how they thought the draft went, and so much more. Also want to give you my thoughts about things that people are commenting on my stuff, saying that maybe I'm not a Panthers fan, but I'm here to tell you otherwise, my guys, so let's get to it. First place I'm going to start is, of course, the great Twitter machine. Funny, hilarious place to do stuff. But of course, you get comments on occasions. I think that there's so much going on with the Panthers fan base. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the Panthers draft. I'm going to go look and see what people thought about the draft. Now, personally, I've already told you guys my thoughts. It was a C draft. You know, if you want to give it a B minus, I'm happy with that. I'll accept that. I just can't give it a full B. I think that we really gambled on some picks. Yes, in my other video, people gave some criticisms, which we'll get to later. But like that, I should have elaborated more. But I felt like I did. I felt like we were again gambling on players. Yes, this guy could be really good if he had NFL level IQ. If this, if that. So there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. You know, that whole candy corn analogy. But I'm just very confused by it. For example, I was one of the people that when we got DJ Chark was like, man, he's just not it. I don't understand why we're going to get him. DJ Chark just went and signed with the Chargers. And you know what Chargers fans are thinking? Oh my God, this is going to be great. I saw somebody, oh, look at that. Look how Chiefs were back up. Worst wide receiver group of all time. I would agree with that. Overpaying for DJ Chark. All of this is true. Poor guy has to go from Bryce Young to Justin Herbert. That's an upgrade in my opinion. Herbert's new wide receiver #1. LOL. Good signing. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not a DJ Chark believer, so I'm not even going to get into that. I'm a fan of the potential of what XL can bring, okay? There's obviously plenty of opportunities, and just because it's just me today, I am going to be a little bit more prevalent on the screen today because this is solid. I like XL. Like I said, he's going to be a solid player, but we have to be honest. He has 1 year of play. At a really high level. Obviously, there's other opportunities where he can grow, especially with Dave Canales. I love what he can do out of motion, and I do think we will be one of the top 10, in my opinion, probably top 5 in motion. I think there's going to be a lot when it comes to that, but I feel like we're going to run and pass the ball equally, which is good, but also not the most beneficial when it comes to personal numbers for people like Xavier Leggett, for people like Bryce Young, for people like Jonathan Brooks. So that's a thought process too. I actually haven't seen this, so we're going to pause this. This is the Jalen Coker thing. This is coming from Edgar Salmingo. To be honest, he's one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. Make sure you go follow this dude. He has amazing information. The Panthers analyst himself. One of these days, he's going to be here on Roll Coverage. I promise. It's one of my goals. But it looks like Jalen Coker posted his behind-the-scenes draft day video on IG. So I'm officially a Carolina Panther. You earned it and all that. Okay, great. I want to listen to it. Let's go.
I'm feeling, you know, is what it is. We're going to see.
Huh?
Nothing. No, nothing. So I'm officially like a Carolina Panther.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, they're gonna send a contract over here soon. Okay.
Good.
You earned it. Be happy with it. Enjoy it with your family. Give mom a hug. Hi,
It's dinner.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, he earned it.
He did, he earned it. He's so amazing.
More hard work and fun ahead. So man,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Oh God, you're gonna make me cry. All right, I'm hanging up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Salute!
show you some film right now. It don't matter who he's playing. The way he runs routes, really good.
Yeah, he's really good. I'll give him that. But one of the things I'm going to go look then is Jalen Coker stats. Oop, Jalen Coker stats. Okay, because that's one of the things I'm curious about. What is his actual production on the field? We're going to keep it going down here while I wait for that to load. This is a whole separate thing. I made a whole thing about David Allen Tepper. I'm going to keep calling him with his middle name. He acted like a child. I don't care what you said. I don't care how people want to label the fan base as certain things. This isn't appropriate for anybody, period. And that's just a whole separate thing. Here we go. I prefer to use Pro Football Reference. There we go. Just because I like this website a little bit better. I wish they had a dark mode, and if they do, I just need to figure out how the hell to turn it on. Jalen Coker, 30th, 2001. He's only 22, 6'3". I like that. 213. I like that. Does he have any? No, I wanted to know his college stats. You're not going to show me his college stats? Oh, I guess because it's pro football. That makes sense. Okay, I'm stupid. My bad. Okay, here we go. 2022, 4 receptions, 72 yards, a touchdown. Okay. 663 on 50 receptions. He increased that quite a bit. So it looks like they were bombing the ball a little bit more. The next season there. Obviously, he's not playing against the craziest of talents. Playing for Holy Cross, of course. Yeah, it doesn't look like they really ran him, which I do like. 3 for 49 and a tud, 5 for 102. It's really going to be how does he handle, NFL corners and NFL defenses. Can he adjust to the timing? If he can, he's got it. I mean, the production looked like it was there over the course of time. He actually even has more production than our number 32 pick, Xavier Legette. I'm going to make sure I get that. Legette. So that's a whole separate thing. Yeah, can't stand him. So we're going to keep going. Let's see. Jalen Coker. Wow. Highest vertical jump, 42.5. Okay, that's something. That's a little bit more of a, we're drafting traits, kind of like something I talked about previously. I do love this by Bland. If you guys don't follow Bland, make sure you do. He's got some awesome stuff. This Dan Morgan one, I got some of my thoughts on Dan Morgan, man. He was a part of the Pepper regime. He was a part of the Fitterer regime. He was the number 2 to Scott Fitterer. He was involved in a lot of these decisions. So that's why I'm really hesitant about this draft. I could have given us a better grade. I could have given it a B+, but I feel like I need to be a little bit pessimistic about it right now because, again, in my view, we gambled on a lot of those picks. This is going to be a whole meme for me. I cannot wait. If we sign Stephon Gilmore, I've already put the tweet out. If you're here with me right now, you're going to come find it. I think I got to look up Twitter advanced search. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go advanced search. And I'm going to look just CB, and I'm going to look for me at Roll Coverage Pod. Okay. So I just put out a tweet recently that I went right here, April 28th. We needed a 33-year-old wide receiver, Adam Thielen, to help us come and win games. We didn't win games. 2024, man, we need this 33-year-old cornerback to help us to come and win games. And then today, like how the fan base wants us to get a 33-year-old cornerback to save us. I'm telling you, man, I don't understand it. I love Gilly Lock, don't get me wrong, but the idea that he's going to show up and all of a sudden the secondary is going to be like top 10, I just don't see that. That's crazy. Oh, here's every Jonathan Brooks TD. That's another one. Let's go look him up. Jonathan Brooks stats. So let's go look him up. I'm pretty sure he only had 1 year. And of course, this is not going to show me his college stats. This will. Okay. I thought he only had 1. Yeah, he only had 1 year as the number 1 wide receiver. He's got 238 carries on him, which isn't too bad. 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 25 receptions for 1. So again, solid. And I love the idea that he's only 20. Like, I'm not saying Jonathan Brooks is a bad pick. He's 20. He's a bad pick at number 2, pick 46, when there was other opportunities for us. I feel like we really whiffed with this because we could have ended up with JPJ and a Kool-Aid if we were really going to do a trade. But instead we end up settling for Xavier Leggett and Jonathan Brooks. So Jonathan Brooks really needs to come out there and do something. Can he? Oh, absolutely. That's not a question. I think he has potential. I just don't love him at that spot. We draft him in the next round. Jonathan Brooks is a solid pick. He's a 20-year-old running back. I'm also a little wary about the ACL injury, but like a lot of people have said, and a lot of people have told me personally, he's young. It's 2024. We have much better medicine. This is going to be a much easier process. And to that, I couldn't agree more. So I'm willing to give this pick a little bit more time to flesh out. But right now, where we picked it, I'm hurting right now because I feel like the two places we really should have helped out the most should have been the offensive line, mainly the center. I understand we have Corbett, but we really need a dominant center for the next few years, preferably decade or more. But I just don't. I'm in a weird place with that, I'll say. I really think we missed out on JPJ, and if he ends up as a Pro Bowler or something like that this year, I'm going to be real mad about that too. But regardless, this is about Jonathan Brooks now. Let's go full screen on this, guys.
There's a man in motion. Brooks going left side. Brooks.
Okay. Great run. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go like this. But, like, come on. He doesn't...
There's a man in motion. Brooks going...
Nothing. He's literally has the dude falling off of him. Some of these plays are just going to be... He just made the right play at the right time, and he had good blocking. The problem is Carolina doesn't. So that's where I'm concerned about. Some of these plays will look good when he's in college, but not necessarily be possible in the NFL.
Going left side, Brooks. First touchdown.
He's got some speed, though. Very agile. I like the lateral. I'm worried about the negatives when it comes to his tackling, or being tackled, I mean.
As a Texas Longhorn.
Effort to win.
And it's official as Brooks finds his way into...
But what it seems like, at least from these first two, incredibly quick, incredibly decisive, at least in those moments, to be able to hit the holes. But all of his criticism, I mean, look, this happened against UL Monroe when they're up 45-3.
The end zone.
When you don't really know who you are to play good quality defense.
Brooks again, and look at him go.
And see, all of these, he's getting touched once.
And it's another Texas touchdown, Jonathan Brooks.
Deep into that, late in this fourth quarter. Brooks another handoff, and this time he'll get...
Again, he's just so much faster. They have better blocking than everybody else.
Get in. Touchdown, Texas.
I'm not saying he's not executing, but to think that he's like Christian McCaffrey, even Chuba Hubbard. I like Chuba, but now we really need to make a decision. Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks. You obviously get rid of Sanders because of the contract, but we're going to have to extend Chuba at some point. What kind of contract do we give him? He's not going to be the running back number 1. But I mean, if Jonathan Brooks gets another ACL, all of a sudden Chuba's running back number 1 making no money. He's not going to like that. So I'm a little bit curious on how we're going to handle the running back situation.
Handoff, Brooks turns on the speed.
That was good. He got through that first one, and now he's just gone.
And you can kiss him goodbye. Jonathan Brooks, 70 yards, touchdown.
Play action again. He's able to give it out to Jonathan Brooks.
Untouched.
Brooks all the way!
He was 100% untouched.
Touchdown, Texas! It's Brooks again, and
That was good. That was good, but again, pushing behind a pretty decent offensive line. But regardless, great effort. That's what I'm looking for.
And end up in the painted end zone.
Quinn Ewers back at the control.
I like Quinn a lot. Now I'm going to put that on record right now.
He will roll and spin and throw it for Jonathan Brooks, and the sophomore tailback is gone. Touchdown.
Again, it's not a negative, but he's literally running untouched.
Worthy in motion. Brooks.
There we go. That was good. Fight through it, get through.
To the end zone, and Texas quickly cashes in to build the lead.
First down, handoff Brooks. Jonathan banging outside, broken tackle. Turns the corner at the 30. The 21 man to beat to the 10. 5, touchdown Texas.
That was good. He broke the first one, which was kind of like a weird, like shoestringy one, but I mean, again, agile, speed. He's got those. I'm just curious how often this is going to happen in the NFL, where he's going to be able to capitalize at a level where we justify the pick.
Jonathan Brooks takes it around the corner.
Touchdown catch last week. Defensive lineman, he's out there blocking, and he leads the hole for Jonathan Brooks in for the touchdown.
In his first interception of the season.
Brooks!
Again, untouched. I understand this is a very small sample size, so I'm going to obviously go back, look at some other tape another time and everything like that, but all of his highlights are untouched.
Goodbye, Jonathan Brooks.
And again, I know I just used the word all. Some people are going to hit me for that. It's not literally all, but hopefully you get the gist.
Match against Wyoming. Leading the way for Brooks. Huge hole. Touchdown, Texas.
Williams had a big afternoon. Made the pick early. Now Brooks makes a cut in space. Brooks accelerates. Texas touchdown.
First and goal for the 4. Gonna run Brooks, and Brooks.
Okay, that was better. Against a better opponent, BYU, I like that. And you guys are only up 7-0, so it's a moment where you need to do it. But one of the criticisms that I've seen on most draft profiles on Jonathan Brooks is that he's not a 3-down back. That is another concern for me, and I want to know the reason why I shouldn't care. Why should I not care that he's not a 3-down back? I feel like that's something that we should care about, no?
And is in for the touchdown.
Backfield. And they'll give it to him. Brooks, touchdown.
For Texas. It'll be Brooks, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown of Josh Newton. Now they're going to run Brooks inside the 15. Brooks busting it to the outside, inside the 5, heading for the pylon, and in, touchdown Texas.
The end. I'm going to stick with my thought process. Jonathan Brooks looks great on tape because he runs uncovered. He runs getting touched once. Maybe, he has 2 guys' hands touch him by chance. But all the criticisms that we found on him is that he doesn't really finish those. If he gets an actual solid hit on him, he ends up trying to double back, and there's a lot of other problems. So yes, while the highlights may look good, when we actually watch those highlights, he's literally getting top tier blocking. Now, obviously with the addition of Robert Hunt and some moves that we've made on our offensive line, I'm hoping we can improve that. But I'm hoping we can improve that. But I haven't seen it. Fair. Totally fair criticism. Season hasn't started. Totally. I understand where you're coming from. But we also invested $100 million in one lineman. We've done some other additions there, so I need to see it. If we go out there first game, win 21-10, and we're able to go out there and have a competent offense, and not only that, have a really competent defense that's going to be able to carry us, because that's what we're going to need a little bit of, because we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball and play defense. We're not going to be able to run the ball and pass the ball. So that's another concern I have with Deontay Johnson, with Xavier, with Adam, with Mingo. That's a big concern for me, is that we're not going to have as many throws, in my opinion, most games. We're going to try and balance the two. So Panthers just gave the Hawks a better draft pick. Oh, that is a wrong thing. I'm not even going to watch this, but I did see this earlier. Oh, this was the trade for AD Mitchell. Yep. People talking about that. Panthers fans reading all the reviews, giving us bad grades in the draft. Yeah, so that's kind of the reason, one of the reasons why I made this video. In fact, here, we're gonna pull this up right now. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube. Okay, so I've been getting some criticism. Totally fair though, from people. I'm gonna pull them over here. I'm gonna show you my literal responses and everything like that. Of course, I can act like an idiot sometimes, but hey, we'll get in here. This guy doesn't watch football. LOL. Hey, dude, just so you know, last year I accurately predicted the Panthers record. I was the one that was criticized for being a troll, for being not a fan, and all the things that people are here. Just reading through the negatives of the players is not a good argument. You briefly mentioned other players you'd rather have, but they have negatives too, and you didn't present a fair comparison on why it would be a better pick. I would agree with that, okay? I'm going to give you that. I could have done a better job. I could have gone in depth why we needed JPJ, but one of our biggest concerns was the line. We needed a wide receiver. So Xavier Leggett made sense. But if he actually fleshes out, he only has 1 year of true top tier tape, and we decided to trade into the first round for him, while we could have had a 5th year option on a potential, of course, potential, just like Xavier's potential, but Pro Bowl center. So that was one of the things I was worried about too. And again, this dude, I don't know why I watched this. You clearly don't watch film. No, I watched all of the games. I watched film afterwards. I did all that stuff. And again, I was the one that predicted it. You can say that apparently not all you want. Oh, I even liked it. We're gonna unlike that. But no, seriously, like, holy L, we went from 5 picks to 7 picks and regained our second round. I would agree with that, dude. I just don't think that these people are going to flesh out long term. Like, this was the best comment that I saw. A little harsh, I would agree. A new regime is in, and they're bolstering the offense with their guys. We have a lot of dead weight on the offense that won't be here next year, so it is really important to get mainstays that the offense will be based around starting next year. I didn't like the Wallace pick, especially where we took him, but if a former linebacker and Dan Morgan sees something in him, then I trust his process. I wish we would have done more on the offensive end, but it is what it is. Also, we traded up to get Leggett, so he gets the 5th year option. I'd give it a B, but I understand your thinking. That's it. It doesn't need to be this thing where we go back and forth and we're trying to accuse each other of not, you don't know ball or whatever. I knew ball because last year I said that our personnel was terrible. I called it out in the beginning of September when people were still saying that, Bryce Young's going to throw 25 touchdowns and 3,500 yards, yet he couldn't even break 3,000. And I had the same people coming over to me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know this. And that's really why I wanted to get to this video. I think that we, as the Panthers fan base, or if you're just a Panthers fan in general, I think we need to come to the understanding that it's going to take time to rebuild this, okay? Scott Fitterer, David Allen Tepper sold you as Panther fans a lemon of a franchise. That's what they told you last year. Man, we're a quarterback away, so let's go get Bryce Young. Then when it actually came out to putting it on the field, it wasn't anywhere close to that. The reports we got afterwards were that the owner was meddling at every possible level. We see him throwing ice on fans, taking hats off of people that are having open criticism about his leadership because he's the worst owner in the NFL. I think we just need to understand that it's not the coach. It's not the wide receiver coach. It's not the defensive coordinator. It's the owner and the GM previously. Those are the people that built the situation that we're in now. That was my big criticism of people last year. Everybody kept throwing everything on Frank Reich, and he deserved to get the X. I understand that I was, trying to defend him at the beginning, but it got to the point where I truly saw the writing on the wall and Frank was destined to go. But I think that completely is going to be looked at a different way in a few years once some contracts are done being paid and stuff like that, and people can finally talk about it. The big one that I'm going to look for is Deuce Staley and Josh McCown. I think McCown's going to be the one that's going to come out and eventually crack it open. But we've even heard from Peter King. We've heard from, Schefter, the GOAT, Rich Eisen. We've heard from every insider you can possibly think of that Tepper's been involved. Tepper was involved in the Bryce pick. He was the reason why we didn't take Stroud. He's been involved in other situations. He puts Carolina in a bad light by continuing to just adjust and change coaching, change all these things and constantly change the team. And it's always in flux and we're never pushing in one direction. That was my criticism last year. The owner did a hit job against the head coach that came in as our first quarterback through our first touchdown and was also a Super Bowl winning OC. And everybody dragged that man through the dirt and we treated him like shit. That is not okay. Us as Panthers fans should be wanting to build this for a dynasty. But we can't build a dynasty if we're treating people that come into this organization like trash. Okay? When people go out of the organization and how people went after, he plays for the Chargers now. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm blanking on his name. He was literally on our team for so long. I'm so sorry. I can see Bozeman. Okay. Bradley Bozeman. When he left and the amount of fans that went after his family, are you guys kidding me? Like, where's the point now where people on Twitter that are quote-unquote Panthers fans are literally getting banned on a regular basis for bullying. We're at the point where the fan base is so divided that it's like you're either on Team Bryce or you're not on Team Bryce. And I feel like you can be critical of the team. That's the point. We're fans. We're supposed to be fanatical about this. That's where it comes from. But we also need to realize that they're adults. We're adults. We need to act like adults and be able to have adult conversations. There should be a way where we can have a criticism back and forth. That's actually why I made roll coverage. I made it because when I have these conversations and I talk to a camera by myself, I could be talking to you. I could be talking to your friend. I could be talking to anybody. You can always send me a message, Twitter, email, anything. I will get you on the show. We can talk about it where you can tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I want you to bring information, facts. I want you to bring an opinion, because that's what I have, an opinion here. I have my thoughts. You have your thoughts. My thoughts are that we're going to be about a 5 to at most ceiling 7-win team. But if we end up with 4 wins, I understand why. We're building. The same thing that we were doing last year with Frank. I'm just hoping that we are able to give Dave a little bit of time. And again, that's hypocritical of me because I wanted us to give Frank time and the fan base couldn't handle that. The fan base couldn't handle the idea that Bryce is not the solution. So I don't know where this goes next with the Panthers fan base. I'm of course hoping that we improve the roster, improve the growth that we've had in the community and everything like that. But we need to start looking inwards as fans and start understanding that we're either all on the Panther side or you're against it. That's fine. Think about it however you want. But we're all fans and we all deserve to have a voice. You deserve to have a voice. I deserve to have a voice. And I hope that we can continue to have that discussion. Regardless, though, this has already been a long one, over 25 minutes. Hopefully you were here to enjoy it with me. And yeah, just give me your thoughts below. The one thing that I hate saying to people is you don't know ball, because that completely destroys their I wouldn't say destroys their credibility, but at least tries to taint it. That seems malicious at that point, because obviously I'm out here putting out videos for you guys and I'm not seeing anybody that's criticizing me putting out videos too. So if you want to come on here, send me a message. Let's get you on. Let's talk like adults. Otherwise, I'm just going to be here by myself doing roll coverage every week, every weekday at 5 p.m. EST, live stream, and of course videos as much as I can. Hopefully you have a great rest of the day. Keep pounding and peace.